and my soul has got to move. I've got another building, a building of love. Yes, I do, yes, I do. When I can read my title clear to mansions in the sky, I'll bid farewell to all of my friends. God said He would wipe my weeping eyes. Oh, this old building keeps on sinking, and my soul has got to move. My soul, my soul, yeah. This old building keeps on sinking, and my soul has got to move. I've got another building, yeah. You know what? I'm moving moving home. I'm moving home. I'm moving, When you hear me sing my song, I'm just moving a little closer to home. When you see me praising the Lord, y'all, I'm just moving closer to my heavenly home. Hey, moving, yeah, moving, moving home. Oh, I've got another building, another building, not made by man's hand. Another building, not made by man's hand. Yeah.
There you go. All right. Welcome to the pod, Titus 2 people. Man, today got another guest for y'all, man. Got another guest. We'll say my third guest. Technically, like my fourth guest, I would say. Just had a couple people on the last one. But anyway, man, this guy right here, man, he's a father. You know what I'm saying? Former D2, should be D1 athlete. You know what I'm saying? Y'all, anybody locally, y'all probably know him. Junction City legend on that football field, man. Former state champion. Um, um, just a beautiful soul, man. Beautiful soul. Young buck. You know what I'm saying? He may look old in the face a little bit, but he young. You know what I'm saying? Young cat, man. I just want to welcome my little brother from another mother, man. Dhante Sammy Gibson, man.
Sammy Dhante Gibson, man.
Oh,
Appreciate all the kind words,
Dhante
man.
Sammy Gibson.
Appreciate all the kind words, man. Thank you for having me on, bro.
Oh yeah,
Appreciate you,
man.
bro.
You know what I'm saying? Have to have your
Appreciate you,
own, bro.
man. Oh yeah,
You know what I'm
man.
saying?
Should have been
I gotta,
on, you know,
yeah,
probably a couple
yeah.
podcasts to go. But
Uh-huh.
hey,
Uh-huh.
the Lord
You,
brought us here today.
you,
That's what he did.
you beat me to the punch. I was finna get you publicly.
I know you was. I had to go ahead and get it out the way, man. Supposed to been on there. Supposed to been there. Got this.
Yeah, man. If y'all don't know what he's talking about, he supposed to be part of the group one on the last one. You know what I'm saying? He part of our group Bible study. You know what I'm saying? Or be absent, But he had already addressed it though, man. Well, man, I know I said a little bit about you, man, but just tell the people a little bit about Sammy Dhante Gibson.
Man, I mean, obviously everything you said is just like the tip of the iceberg, man. It's more than, just all that stuff. But I'm a like you said, man, I'm a father at heart, God fearing man, um, you know, son to my dad, and man, I'm just a guy, man, just figuring out life right now,
Mm,
figuring out life.
figuring out life.
Yeah.
I touched on you being young, and I touched on that for a reason, because we live in a world where being young is an excuse to live however we want,
Hmm.
and enjoy life, as they say. You young,
Hmm.
enjoy life. Can worry about things as we get older, But as we know you're not guaranteed the next second, the next day. So I ask you, as a young person, like
Mm.
what what led you into being a God fearing man at such a young age?
Man, life, man, and I know life happens to everybody, right? But life literally. I mean, I grew up in the church, was raised in the church, but growing up in the church is completely different than when you get a little bit older and you actually understand the word and actually understand and you start trying to dialect a little bit of what the word is trying to say.
Yeah,
I will say, me, God aligning my life up for me to go to Washington definitely helped that out a lot. I learned a lot about myself when I was there because that was right after I had just lost my mom. And so I had learned a lot while I was there. Lost a lot of other close family members during that time I was in college, but um, that process and during that time kind of forced me into growing into a God fearing man that I am today. And I wouldn't take any of it back. And I definitely had some challenges that went on during that time too, that had to do some deep soul searching within myself, and kind of faded away from God during that time, and realized that I can't do it on my own. I need Him.
oh yeah, most definitely. Sure, we all get up on this journey, bro, and fall away at some point, you know,
Yeah,
especially quote unquote when we're young.
yeah. Quote
You
unquote
know
when
what I'm
we're
saying?
young, man.
Yeah. I say
Yeah,
quote unquote because what I mean by young, I'm talking about young mentally,
in the
not actually
mind.
the age. Yeah,
Yeah.
you know what I'm saying.
Mm,
It's an age gap in biblical terms as well. You know what I'm saying.
mm,
That's why they speak about that in the scriptures just a tad. People, you know, when they getting into the word, it's like you give them the milk, and then eventually you got to get to the meat. It just let you know that it's different levels. You know,
yeah.
yeah. And like I said, I asked you that question though. This is not an interview. It just was a pop off question.
Mm,
To a conversation that I feel like can be had like right here in the moment.
mm.
Due to I say you young. I mean, I just turned 30, so technically I ain't too far out of the millennial
I'm
state.
about to say,
You know
man,
what
you
I'm
look old.
saying? I ain't
Now you
too
look
far out of
old.
it. You know what I'm saying? I'm
Yeah,
right there in between generations. You know what I'm
yeah.
saying? But like, I just be thinking, bro, like, cause I actually kind of I found out too what people would say at a young age. It
Mm,
it wasn't perfect, but I still knew like I wasn't finna go to no other religion either. I just
yeah.
also want like I was in that between state where I knew who God was, but I still want to do. I'm not.
Still want to do
I
worldly
know these other
things.
guys are false, but I still want to do my own thing. I'm like right here.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But like what from your from everything you read in the Bible and the way you at right now spiritually, what do you think is like one of the or I say one of, but like some of the biggest hindrances on why it's hard for young people to be saved, live a holy lifestyle, you know,
Hmm.
like why is it so hard for us?
I think, and I can only speak from my personal opinion, right? Can't really speak for everybody else and on their journey. But for me, at least, like I said, I grew up in the church, so I knew a little bit about the word. But I think what most young people struggle with, and what I struggle with, at least, that I can say, was that actually trusting God, right? We, well, I can't say we. I was the type of kid that I thought that, I prayed, asked God for these things, that He was just going to hand them out to me, right? But I'm
Mhm.
not going to paraphrase, but I would go find the verse, but it's somewhere in the Bible where God kind of tells us, to lean on Him and ask Him, for certain things, but it also falls later in that verse, and it also includes action. I think that's what a lot of people kind of forget, is that God isn't just going to hand you anything. And I was that type of person where I thought that, I prayed for this, God is going to, put it right there in my hands. There's certain stuff that we got to go through, in order to get there. And I think that's where I struggle, especially getting into my faith, in the relationship that I have with God now, was definitely something that I struggled with, was not actually taking that action. Like God was telling me stuff, but I was just like, all right, like just waiting for the next thing, like pray for the next thing, and wait
Yeah,
for Him to hand me something like directly, but not realizing that I have to take those next steps. God gave us free will for that reason. He's not going to give us anything, and that's Him being a loving God. It's not Him being, angry at us or anything like that, but that's Him being a loving God. So
yeah.
I think that that definitely holds back a lot of people, is, they pray, they definitely pray, they read their word, but they don't take any action. And I was one of those people for sure.
I definitely would say the same thing. I can agree with you. Like it goes back to faith without works is dead. We can
Hmm.
have all the faith in the world, and like to kind of piggyback on what you were saying, like God and I can just hand it to you, like He will. But like, what good would it do? Because we will fumble the bag. You know what I'm saying? If He
Hmm.
just hand it to us in our current state, you know what I'm
Yep.
saying? It takes steps. You know what I'm saying? It's like, I think I heard somebody say one time, maybe been a preacher or somebody. I can't remember exactly who said it, so I'm not gonna say no name who said it. But they were like,
Yeah.
if God showed you everything you had to do to get to the end goal that you actually prayed for, you probably wouldn't do it. You know what I'm
You wouldn't
saying?
do it at all. I heard
Because
that too.
you probably wouldn't do it because you will see how hard that road is, and it would intimidate you. That's why
Hmm.
we just gotta be obedient to the next step, like
Yeah.
just being obedient to the next step. And like I said, it just kind of go back to what you're saying about being in action. Faith
Hmm.
without works is dead, man.
And
Just
trusting God in those actions too, because
oh
some of
yeah,
those actions might not align with, you know, with what you were pursuing to be where you're trying to go at in
mm-hmm.
life, or whether you're praying for this thing or that thing, like it might not be where you thought, but it's not your plan, it's God's plan. So like just trust Him in that process. That was another thing that I struggled with too, was that I
Yeah,
was in certain points in my life and I was like, man, like what does this have to do with, where am I trying to get at, and I finally realized, like, hey, I have to trust God in this process, because this is a learning curve. Like I asked for, patience. God gonna give me chaos. He gonna test me. Like
yeah,
that's one thing. Like you pray for patience. He gonna see. All right. He gonna see. He gonna be like, hey, I'm gonna see. I'm gonna show you how to be patient. I'm gonna throw this hard curveball at you, but I'm gonna throw this hard curveball at you. But I mean, you gotta be patient.
oh yeah, yeah. That's for sure. I think that's what a lot of I, I say a lot of people because I was included in this a lot of people's statement. You know what I'm saying?
Uh.
But we don't understand, like because you said something very powerful. You said if you ask God for patience, He's gonna put you in chaos. Like
Mhm.
you know what I'm saying? Like, cause people think, oh, I'm just gonna get patience. Like
Nope.
no, like
Mm-mm.
you
Absolutely
gotta
not.
grow the patience. So you gonna
Yep.
end up being put in chaos to where you gotta grow through. You gotta have patience in it. You're gonna get put through something. You know,
Yeah.
and it made me think about this too. Cause you touched on something earlier where you said where you were like it, you the guy placed you in the right situation at Washington because it came at a
Mm.
critical time. You had just lost your mama, and you know what I'm saying, and you lost people while you was actually there in college.
Mm.
And I think about this verse, Proverbs 22, which to me is the basis of this conversation. Proverbs
Mm.
22, verse 6 say, train up a child in the way he should go, teaching him to seek God's wisdom and will for his abilities and talents. Even when he is old, he will not depart from it. So the fact that now that you looking back, at it in hindsight, because I do the same thing as
Mm,
well. I lost mama too. I think we lost our mom around the same time, literally.
yeah,
Not like in
yeah,
that particular time frame, like at the
yeah.
particular
But
part of
like,
our lives. Yeah, you know what I'm
mm-hmm,
saying.
yeah,
I had just graduated, but you was still at school, like you was a
mm-hmm,
senior. But I always done said I believe for me, you know what I'm saying, that needed to happen for my spiritual growth, like for my next level of spiritual growth, because I don't believe that I would have been solely seeking the Lord like I should have if she was
mm-hmm,
still here, because that would have been my guide in a way. You know what I'm saying?
yeah,
So, like I said, you touched on it where you were saying you feel like that was perfectly timed out by God. Like,
mm.
do you feel that same way in a way when you say that, or you try to elaborate on why you feel like that was perfect being placed there right after your mom died to be able to help find yourself and be able to learn him at the same time? Because if y'all don't know, Washington Washita Baptist OBU is a Christian college. That's
Mm.
why he said that. But yeah, you want
Yeah.
to kind of, yeah.
Yeah. I think it's perfect, bro. But just because of the fact that I'll be completely transparent. After my mom passed away, me and God, I mean, I got distant from him. It I don't have any excuses for it or anything like that. I was wrong. I asked God for forgiveness for it. But after my mom had passed away, I kind of grew away from him. Um, and that was something that I was at a deep, deep dark spot in my life. Was at the lowest that I've ever been in my life, to say the least. Just because of, I mean, necessarily would say just because how it happened, it was just the fact that it was my mom, kind of like how you said with your mom. Like my mom was the one. My dad worked a lot. My mom was the one. We were going to church. We were getting up every Sunday morning, Bible study. I was doing the praise dances and stuff like that, going to revivals and stuff. And so I don't think that I would have grew to the man that I am today. Obviously, when I found God after that, after I got myself out of that deep dark spot, well, I didn't get myself out of there. God did. I mean, let me
Yeah.
just reiterate back on that. I did not get myself there. I was still in that dark spot when I came back to God, literally. And it actually took for me to I was having a conversation with my dad, and this was probably a couple of months after my mom had passed away, and I just told him like how I was just struggling, and he asked me, he was like, "Well, how often do you pray?" And I told him I was like, "Well, I don't really do it as much no more now," and so he didn't he didn't kind of push me to do it, but he was like, "You need to talk to him, son. Like you need to
Planted
talk
that
to him.
seed, baby.
Yeah, like you can talk to me, but daddy can only help you so much, you know." And so it took for me to have that conversation with my dad, have that heart to heart to find God again. And so putting me at Washita Baptist, like you said, it's a Christian school, Christian based school. Everything about it's Christian based, right? And so putting myself in that environment, God putting me in that environment, it was just perfect. I met people that helped me grow in my faith. And I wasn't perfect then. I'm not going to sit up here and say that I was perfect when I got there. And during those years, I still was working on things and letting go some of the old things that I had and that I was doing in my life. And so, yeah, being at Washington definitely was a plus for me. And um, the timing, just the timing was perfect. And I had offers from multiple different other schools, but yeah, it was either Washita or Hardin. Both of those were Christian-based schools, and my heart, it was just I was grabbing onto both of those options, man. Compared to the other ones were great, great options, but I mean, my heart was just it was going there, and I think that was God,
Yeah.
God telling me like, hey, you need to go here, you need this.
Strategically placing you there. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
See,
yeah,
I feel like that's something that we ignore. Like, people like, man, I can't hear God. Like, he was speaking to you the whole time. That pull you
yeah,
had,
yep,
like that's sometimes it's him speaking to you. You may not always hear him audibly, like we were reading in the Bible, how he talked to, others, prophets in the Bible. You may not hear him that way. It may
hmm
just be that tug,
that
that
tug,
pull, or, you know what I'm
yeah,
saying, that you, yeah. So Hey man,
And it
you
might
said
come
something
through
like,
another part, and it might come through another person too. I know
yeah,
God
yeah,
speaks to me directly, but He speaks to me through other people too. And I listen. Like I ask for conviction. You know, I immediately pray and like, Lord, this you. Like, you know, show me right now. And like it'll be just like that, man. I mean,
yeah.
but what were you about to say?
Yeah, to that though, yeah, he definitely do that. Shoot, that is very biblical. You know what I'm saying?
Hmm.
So it's they had what they was called. Shoot. Oh, prophets. I said it already. They were
Yeah.
called prophets.
I was like,
Prophets
I was
used to
about to
go
say
talk.
it, prophets.
I don't know why I thought I said priest a while ago. That's why I was like, what? I'm like,
Nah,
dang, bro, what are
no,
they
you said
called? But
prophets.
I already said it. Yeah, I said prophets a while ago, but I thought I said priest.
Mm,
But yeah, you know what I'm saying? Like, sometimes he would only talk to the prophet, and the prophet would go relay the message to someone else that probably prayed for something or was looking for an answer from God. Or maybe they weren't even looking for it in a general aspect. God just wants to still reach that person and he used people.
mm,
So basically what I'm just saying with that, so to whoever watching, just understand that sometimes your answer may come through a person. You can't shun people out, man. Don't shun people out. Now you need to understand, have discernment on which voice you listen to, because
mm.
Satan may try to send somebody at you as well. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? And try to whisper something that sound godly. You know what I'm saying?
Mm.
But it's not.
But
I
your
always believe like
discernment
this.
is strongest. At least, well, I can't say your. My discernment is strongest, and it only became strong when I got closer to God. You know, like when I was far away from Him, I did have those things where I was like, man, I don't hear God talking to me. Like I don't hear Him, and I don't know, if
Mhm.
this guy talking to me or not. But once I got closer to Him and built that relationship with Him, my discernment went like through the roof. Right.
Yeah, yeah. That is a key thing in this man. Like, and to me, I think that's why a lot of us young people, especially like in our younger age, that teenage years to 25 to 30 range. You know what I'm saying? We know God, we know of him, we say we saved and all that, but we don't have a relationship with him.
Relationship with Him.
You know what I'm saying? That's the missing key, man. Missing key. It's crazy, man. I feel like God strategically, I said that all wrong still. But anyway,
Strategically, strategically,
strategically.
Jay, come
There we
on.
go. I said it right that time. You know what I'm saying? Hold on, don't be
Yeah.
laughing at me, Brian. You said something a while ago, Brian. You said you said
What I
you doing
say?
break dancing, boy, breaking it down. Hey, I ain't never know
Hey,
that, bro. Until you said this video.
hey, look, ask my pops about it, bro. He'll tell you.
Hey, I'm
Yeah,
definitely gonna have to know. And I'm finna get up in the group chat on you, buddy.
look at you. I definitely did. Hey, look, I did it, bro. Did it.
Hey, that's
Did
funny
it.
though. I didn't know you used to. I didn't know you used to dance, bro. That is
Used to,
crazy. I
they
did not know.
used to dance over in Pleasant Hill Baptist Church in Strong, and then Curry Chapel over in Strong, Arkansas.
Oh,
Yeah,
that's crazy.
yeah,
That's crazy. I
yeah.
did not. I can't even picture
When
you.
they when we had church revivals, bruh. They used to go over there. Yeah, I promise, bruh.
You
I
had the
ain't.
gloves on.
Nah, I never did put the gloves. I had to be buttoned up though, bruh. I had to be buttoned up though to the T. Hair was done and everything. I had the braids in. I ain't started wearing the twist until I graduated.
Yeah,
But
yeah.
yeah,
Had
I
the
had the
braids to the
braids
back.
then. Boy, yes. It's praise dancing, bruh. Promise, promise. Was in the
Oh
choir and
snap!
everything. Gil never taught me how to play the drums, man. So I couldn't play the drums. Gil would never
See,
teach me.
Gil
So
got away from the dancing because he can play the
yeah,
drums.
yeah, he played the drums. He got out of it.
Yeah,
I couldn't
yeah.
play nothing. So I couldn't get out of
Oh
it.
snap, boy, that is funny, bro.
Yeah.
Oh, that is funny, bro. When you said it, I was like, I was in my head. I had this face in my
Hmm.
head. I was trying to look the same, but I was like, bro, he used to dance, bro.
Yep.
Dude used to
I promise.
dance.
Yes. Used to dance.
Oh, that's crazy.
I can't remember the other church. It's on the Strong Highway between El Dorado and like going towards Strong. And it's like right there on the right on the hill. I can't think of
Is it
the
like
name
is it
of it.
like something like Mike Pleasant or something like that?
Yeah, it's something like that. I used to dance over there too. I would
I
dance
mean,
over
like
there too.
I think I know what you're talking about. When I drove for FedEx, I remember seeing. I think I ended up going that way one time,
Mm-hmm.
and I remember that's the only church I think of in between like that. But yeah,
Mm-hmm.
though. Yeah, man, I just want to know. Which I didn't know that
Yeah,
though. I ain't gonna lie, I didn't know
yeah. I
that.
can't think of her name either, but my pastor name was Pastor Gail. I can't think of her last name though. But yeah,
I'm
she is.
young,
Hey,
bro.
she,
I probably ain't gonna know who that is. You know what I'm saying? You starting to act like
some
them
of the
old,
some of
start
the
act like them
older
old
people.
folks now at the cookout.
Look, just in case some older people watching, they might know who I'm talking about. They can find the name. It was Pastor Gail though.
Yeah, yeah. Nah, man, that's crazy though. That's crazy. But nah, man, it's crazy though. Trying to get my thought back right after Miller with you now. Oh, I was talking about. I believe, man, we low key have like similar roads, you know, in a way, especially like similar starting paths. It just for you, it was college. You know, for me, it was another family. You know what I'm saying?
Mm,
Same way. I believe the Lord strategically. I did it again. He purposely. I'm using a different word, bro. You
change
know
the
what I'm
word
saying?
now.
I
You
can't
good?
speak today, bro. My speech is off.
Yeah.
But now, man, I feel like he personally, done me the same way, And I say that just to say, bro, for the people, man, just take a look back at your life. You know what I'm saying? Like, man, I didn't peep all this in a moment either. Just like I'm probably pretty sure you didn't. Yeah, you may see certain things in a moment, being able to realize it, but sometimes you gotta look back and be like, dang, you know what? That makes sense now why that happened and this happened, then this happened. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? Like it started making sense when you get on
Hmm.
up there. But also, you know what I'm saying, we're not cause we both keep saying how it wasn't perfect, you know what I'm saying? And not even saying I'm perfect now, but basically what I'm saying is for me, where I'm at now versus where I was really pretty much in my 20s in faith, it's a totally different.
The big gap.
It's like night and day. It's like
Yeah.
night and day, man. Like I like you like because I be talking to people like people be looking at me, you know what I'm saying? I just be like, man, how you get there? Like what I just be like, bro, like it ain't me that got here. Like, cause honestly, you know what I'm saying? I ain't never been a bad guy in a way. Like far as the world standards, I was never a bad guy, you know what I'm saying, for the
Mm,
most part. Like I ain't never been to jail. I ain't never been in the back of a cop car. I don't think handcuffs have never been put on me. Like things
mm,
that I use that as pure examples, not judging nobody, but I'm just saying like the things that the world deem as a bad person,
mm.
people want to consider me as that at the time, and I think that's pretty much the same with you. I don't think you ever got into no trouble or not like
No.
that either, as far as I can remember. You know what I'm saying? But yet we were still bad in God's eyes. You know what I'm saying? Like as far as His standard go, we
Mm,
was. You know what I'm saying? And I sure you've been knowing me for a long time. I don't always gave our scripture. You know what I'm saying? I always try to tell people to go to God and stuff like that, but living a totally different lifestyle, opposite of that as well.
mm,
Like that stuff took time. Like you say, you gotta actually build that relationship uh first. Well, I say
mm,
first, but you got to build a relationship as well. It's more
mm.
to it than just saying it. Man, it's crazy. I said, what day you on the mic? Yeah, that was you on the mic. You mean
Hmm.
you went my J with
Me and my Jay the other
He the
night.
first.
Yeah.
That conversation popped in my head as soon as I said them last words right there. Like it's
Yeah.
more than just saying you believe in
Saying
Jesus
it.
Christ, your Lord and Savior. You know what I'm saying? Like
Hmm.
it also say believe it in your heart. You know what I'm saying?
Hmm.
Like you can say anything, but if you don't believe it in your heart, your action gonna show.
It won't
And that's the
matter.
main thing that what I'm saying. I keep hearing you say when you speak. You keep saying action, action, action.
Mm.
So it just we
Because I
gotta.
mean that was the biggest like learning curve for me. Like I said, I was the guy that I just used to I always believed in Jesus Christ, right? But like you just said, I can say it and it can mean another thing, but it was whether I believed it in my heart or not. And not only do I believe it in my heart, I have to take action on God's words, right? And you know, and at certain points in my life I wasn't, you know, I was questioning them when I shouldn't have. Should have just been taking action. Um, and it's just one of those things where I said it like 1,000 times now, man. You just
Yeah.
gotta take action. You got to. You got to. That's the thing that I heard the most. And another thing about being a Washington too was just was perfect was because I mean God put me around a lot of God fearing people, not just men, but just God fearing people. I met professors that are there that if I go back right now, like I would hug them and probably cry on their shoulder and just like let them know, like, hey, like even just for like that one semester, when you had me just come in your office like every day, just to, talk to you about, what I got going on in life and stuff,
Yeah.
right? Just having them right there and being in that community, because that's what I looked at, Washington as it was a community. And so
Mhm.
just being around that many people, along with my coaches, former teammates and stuff like that. JJ, still close with him. Like have building a relationship with that guy. Kendall, my wife Kendall, building a relationship with him, just helped me out a lot. Along with having Terrell up there, like my brother. Like it definitely helped me out a whole lot. And then, having you still being there right there beside me, like that definitely helped a whole lot. But at the end of the day, um, once I got to myself, it was just me. I ain't got Jay there with me. I ain't got Kendall. I ain't got JJ. I ain't got Terrell right there with me. It's me. And so I had to learn that I had to lean on God and I had to take action. And it took me a while. Like I said, I wasn't perfect. It definitely took me a
Yeah.
while, but I eventually got there, and I'm still getting there.
Oh yeah. We all still getting there. I feel
Mhm.
like what I mean by getting there is, steady growing.
Yeah, yeah,
You
yeah.
know,
You're gonna always grow in your faith. You're always
yeah.
gonna grow in your faith.
It's a man at work. This dude at work, he told us that it wasn't this past week. It was like week 4 last. We at work. He
Mm,
came in there talking to his name Steve Foster. Man, he said, man, if how he said, he said, man, if you done got to a place where you can't learn nothing else and you know everything, you might well gonna go dig your grave and just go and go get your affairs in order. It ain't no other reason for you to be here no more. like
mhm,
and like he said that, I looked, I was like, dang, like bro, that is like, I laughed, but I was like, bro, that's really true though. You know what I'm saying? Like you
mhm.
should always be able to learn something.
To learn,
Like
and
we
that's
are
like
not.
that with and that's like that with life too, man. Like,
Yep.
I mean, if you feel like you know everything, it's time to get out of that room. If you're the smartest person in that room, it's time to get out of it.
Time to get out that
Like
room.
you got to learn because at that point you're gonna stay here. You're just gonna stay flat. Same thing with your faith. Like you always you gotta want to learn. Gotta want to learn
Yeah.
and gotta
I
grow.
definitely I definitely say one of the biggest perks in life that you can ever do is place people around you that you feel are higher than you in regard
Hmm.
to smartness or faith, like all that. Whatever it is,
Hmm.
even if you're in the field of entrepreneurship, place yourself at least with one person that is better than you at being an entrepreneur. You know what I'm
Yep.
saying? When it come down to faith, and like that's the topic, like come down to faith in God, always place yourself. I, I hate to use that as an analogy, but that's why I said what you feel, like what you,
Yeah.
whoever you feel are higher than you, farther along than you in faith. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Hmm.
because them the ones that's gonna help push you forward. Not that you're chasing them, but you will always have that place to be able to learn. But my
Hmm.
thing is, you also learn from people that's lower than you, like,
Hmm.
or farther behind you. I don't want to say lower. That kind of sounded, you know,
Yeah.
freaked up a little bit, but
Yeah.
like,
Yeah.
I'm just saying, you know what I'm saying? Like, it ain't, like I say, it ain't on the judgment thing. It is different levels, you know what I'm saying? But the bright side about all that is, with God, we are all still the same, you know what I'm saying? Like,
Hmm.
even if, you know what I'm saying, a person been saved 20 years legitly, you know what I'm saying, that still don't make him more important than the person that just got saved an hour ago. So
Hmm.
that's the great thing about God, you know what I'm saying? But that's also why he blessed us with community, and
Hmm.
you spoke on your community, you got the name and names. I appreciate you for throwing me in there, but
Yeah.
we spoke on like your community, and things like that, and again, because I don't know, it's you, we was on here at first, and I asked you, did you have somewhere you want to go, and you were like, no, and then we prayed, and I feel like the topic is like, what I'm saying, like young bucks, bro, like being young,
Hmm.
trying
Yeah.
to be faithful at the same time. And I just think about how the world, you know what I'm saying, like try to tell us that we should be independent, not dependent on nobody, you know what I'm saying? But you know, you just spoke on your community and what help you stay afloat during those rough times, you know, even because even then when it came down to you being by yourself, because we all gonna hit that certain moment where even your community is gonna go, you know what I'm saying? And you're just gonna
Yeah.
be standing there. And at that point,
Hmm.
you gotta be able to rely on the one thing that you're supposed to have faith in. And
Hmm.
that's the word. You gotta be able to really rely on it and to get into. I feel like a long time is God reminding us that, hey, people gonna leave. I'm still here. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I got them there to
Regardless.
help you, but I'm still here. You still gotta make sure you devote to me. Uh,
Yeah.
and like I said, I just want to speak on that like a little bit. I didn't know if you had something else you want to add on that, but like you know, we are brainwashed to think that we just supposed to be so independent, so
Mm.
gotta go out and get it out the mud type stuff, like all these different sayings that we grow up on. You know what I'm saying? Not saying that
Mm.
they are bad. I don't think they are all bad. I just think they can be used in a bad way and
In a
in the
different
hands of the
context.
wrong person. Yes, you know what I'm saying?
Mm.
Because you know
And
if
you can only brute force your way so far.
yeah,
Like, and that's just life. Like you can you can literally just only, yes, you can brute force your way and get to, a higher level than where you're at right now. But I mean, is that just gonna be it? After that, because eventually
yeah,
you're gonna get tired, right? And so, like you said, I mean, the world that we live in, you know, and I always talking about, grind, 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 get out the mud, by yourself, stuff like that. Be individually you, like this is you doing all of this. It's not
hmm
like you can't do it by yourself. Like you can't. Uh, well, I'm not gonna speak for anybody else. How I couldn't? I learned it. God showed me. I thought I was gonna be able to do it, and like I said, I got to a dark, dark place,
yeah,
and I couldn't. Like I couldn't do it by myself. I realized real quick I can't. I need God, and so me leaning on Him and following Him and following His word. It definitely helped me out a whole lot, and I think that's what a
yeah,
lot of the younger generation, I don't think they do necessarily, along with patience. I mean, I kind of hit on it earlier. Um, like the younger generation, like nobody's patient. Nobody's patient now. I was uh, I was a victim of it too. Well, I wouldn't say the word victim. I was a person that I wasn't patient at one point. I mean, I stated earlier that I would ask guys certain things and expect him to just give it to me without me having to actually,
microwave
yeah,
like that,
without
that
me.
microwave food.
Yeah.
Give me that microwave blessing, Lord. Dang, man,
Yeah,
don't take that
yeah,
long to
yeah.
put that in the microwave.
Boy, what?
But when you gotta,
God
but
just
when you
God
gotta,
gave me the
when you
ingredients. He
gotta,
gave me the ingredients. I gotta stir it up,
yeah,
put it in
yeah.
the pan, throw it in the
Hey,
oven, wait.
hey,
You know what I'm saying?
don't nobody like, hey, don't nobody like doing all that, man. Don't nobody like doing
Everybody
all
like going
that.
to buy the box cakes from Walmart.
Yeah,
That's what they like doing. They don't like making it from scratch.
nah,
They
nah,
skip all
nah,
the
nah.
steps.
Nah, skip all the steps. Don't even know what it took to make the cake. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
And
yeah,
then that part, man, that's why we can fumble the bag. That is why
yeah.
we can fumble the bag, man. Like that is,
Mm,
man. He's a loving father. He knows us better than we know ourselves. We may feel like we can get, and I'm just using that as an example. We may feel like we can get $1 million and change the world with it, but we'll probably get $1 million and we ourselves will change. Like you know what I'm
mm,
saying? You was once a God fearing person. You got that $1 million and now you know threw God all the way to the curb. You know what I'm saying? Like and God,
yep.
like, nah, see, I don't want you to do that. I wouldn't dare put. I had a verse pop in my mind. That's why I stopped. I had a verse pop in my mind. That's why I stopped and looked off like, and I was like recalling the verse in my mind. But you know what I'm saying? Like he wasn't putting nothing more on us than we can bear. I know we normally only use that in like hard times type
Mm,
situations, but I feel like that can also go with blessings. Like he want to put he not gonna create a life for. I think I heard Pastor Mitchell say this, bro. He would not make a life for us uh that wouldn't involve some having to be in it. You know what I'm saying? Like he may didn't say it exactly like that, but
mm,
just basically he want to create a life for us that will make us independent from him. You know what I'm saying? 'Cause then he won't be living. Like how would he be a rightful judge at that point to be
mm,
able to say, hey, you know, you ain't even want to follow me. You created,
Yeah.
but we're like, Lord, you created that life for me to go that way.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like that's why He wouldn't do such a thing, bro. So sometimes we have to go through that fire. You know what I'm
I
saying?
I like that you brought up Pastor Anthony Mitchell, bro, because I just watched the video yesterday. I don't know when he posted it, but it came across my phone on my feed, and he was talking about, and this kind of goes into what we've been talking about with like trusting God and stuff like that. He was
Mhm.
talking about GPS, right? We put in a location in the GPS. We trust that GPS to get us to that location, but we can't do the same
I
with
know which one you're
God.
talking about. I
Yeah,
know which one you're talking
we
about.
don't
I
do
saw that.
we don't do the same with God. You know, we used to. I think he said something along the lines like we used to put locations in, a map quest, pull out our phone,
Mhm.
Android, and we trust that GPS to get us to our location, and we are
Yeah,
patient with that. Whether that location is going to be in 30 minutes, 5 minutes, 2 hours, 3 hours, we're patient with it. We're gonna follow that path that the GPS takes us, whether that's down a dirt road, old county road, highway, interstate, we're gonna take that path. But we tend to not do it sometimes in our faith with God, and not following that path that He's putting us on. We hit that dirt road and we like, I don't know, I think I'm gonna stay over here. But God's telling us, hey, go on that dirt road.
yeah.
I got a very good paved road at the end of that dirt road. Promise you, it looks better than this county road that you're driving on right now. A lot of
Hmm.
us will look at that road. I was a person, I looked at that road and I was like, yeah, I don't know
Yeah,
if I want to go down that road.
my car gonna get dirty, Lord.
Yeah, my car gonna
Hey,
get there,
I
Lord.
just cleaned my car.
There's some potholes down on that dirt road, Lord.
Yeah, you hear me?
Yeah,
But little
yeah.
do we know, man, that main road we were gonna be on when we finally got to that bridge was gonna break down while we was on top of it. You know what I'm saying?
Yep. Mm-hmm.
And when we want to go our own way, that's exactly what happens. We
Yep.
get to this bridge and we can't
And
cross it.
then, and I can't speak for nobody else, but I was that person, like I said, I would take my own road and then I'll look back and be like, well, God, this ain't the way. God showed me the road. Like how you said earlier, when you look back, it takes for you to get to that point. Then you
Yeah,
look back and you like, I missed that turn.
yeah.
You know, I
Mr.
missed the
Turn.
turn. I missed the turn.
Because the crazy thing, if you turn when to use that same analogy with the GPS that you said Pastor Mitchell did, like if you put the voice command on mute, when you miss a turn, you're not gonna hear her say rerouting.
Hmm?
You know what I'm saying? You're not
Yeah.
gonna hear it. You're not
Nah.
gonna hear it. You know what I'm saying? But even then,
Nah.
sometimes when it ain't muted, you heard the person gonna say rerouting. You know what I'm saying? To put you back on
Mm-hmm.
the route that you initially supposed to be going on. But how
Mm-hmm.
many times have we still ignored that route? No, I know it. I know a better way. You know what
Yeah,
I'm
I know a
saying?
better
Like
way. I
we
know a
will
better way.
ignore that.
That can't be the way.
That can't be the way. They
That
didn't
can't be
even
the
look
way.
like the right road. Like, why am I
Yeah.
going that way?
Yeah.
Reroute it. Turn, U-turn, like may
Mm-hmm.
tell you where you can hit a U-turn at, all that, bro. You know what I'm saying? But we
Yep.
ignore it. You know what I'm saying? We do that very thing sometimes. We human, bro.
Yeah.
I did it
Yeah.
too. I mean, it just took me being there. I didn't even realize I was at a low place back in 23, November 2023, before I
Mm-hmm.
finally like fully surrendered. I didn't even realize. Like looking back, I remember I used to always say during that time, and even a little after, like people be talking about depression and stuff like that. Like I don't even know what that feels like. I ain't never been depressed. I ain't never been depressed. Whoop, whoop. And then one day I was just sitting like since I've been saved, like I was kind of like sitting around and like I don't know if I like maybe saw examples of depression or something like that. And then I started thinking, I was like, dang, bro, maybe I was in depression like then, you know what I'm saying? Like I didn't even realize I was, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Because I was telling myself it was fine. Like
Mm-hmm.
I was telling myself it was okay because of what I knew, which I knew Jesus Christ as the Lord and Savior. I was going to church still. Matter of fact, the very day I surrendered, you know what I'm saying? I tell anybody this story, man. The very day I surrendered, bro, it was a Sunday. I had just got out of church. I got straight out of church and went to my kinfolk crib, man. I had just bought a half,
Mm-hmm.
a half a bag of weed. Like I got straight out of church and went straight to go smoke. It's crazy. I looked dead at my pet. My pet, what you gonna go get into, Jay? I said, like I remember being bold and told
Mm.
him that I was gonna go get high. Like and like the
Yeah.
look on his face, like one thing I love about my president, shout out to President to him, man. Like, you know what I'm saying? He always was on me, but he wasn't like on me enough to make me want to run away from him either in a way. Like I don't know
Mm-hmm.
how, but the Lord used him as a perfect balance of conviction and support at the same time. Like
Mm-hmm.
at the same time, and like for some reason, I don't, bro. The look on his face always stuck with me in my early stages, bro, of surrendering that day. Cause like when I said it that day, he didn't say nothing, but his face said a whole lot. Like
Mm-hmm.
it's like at first he kind of will like say a little something, and he a goofy type of guy, so like he'll say a little something, and then he'll kind of throw a joke at me, stuff like that. But that day, like I said it, he just like just disappointment, like I
Mm-hmm.
felt it, but I still went to go do what I wanted to do after, but I did feel it, you know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? And it just, to me, it just, I think I told him that one time. If I didn't, I need to, but like that face was like the beginning of me surrendering. Like it was the beginning of me like feeling super distant, or like realizing where I'm at, like being able to
Mm-hmm.
realize exactly where I'm at. Cause I feel like in life when we like moving through life, we can lose sight of God because we are too busy moving in our own space. You know what I'm saying? And the
Mm-hmm.
scriptures say that he's a gentleman. He's not just gonna really, he's not gonna bust down the door. He's just gonna knock. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And we gotta let him in. You know what I'm saying? But I do thank the Lord, bro, that he is also a type of guy that will ruin your plans and will sometimes step in necessary time. And when he came up on me that later on that day, I'm talking about high as a kite. I'm high as a kite too.
Mm-hmm.
Going down the road, you know what Old City Park at, that little
Yeah.
pathway where you ain't got no service. And
Yeah.
I wasn't playing no music or nothing, just in the car, high. I never noticed that I was. Hey, I may need to do a video of my testimony, bro. I'm thinking about now. But
Mm-hmm.
yeah, man, I'm really thinking that, bro. I remember thinking like not want to be here no more. Like I was always strong enough to, like, I feel like I was strong enough to not do it, but I flirted with the idea of what it would look like to not be here too at the same time. Like, you know what I'm saying?
Me too.
Just remember, Lord, tell me, like, man, look, you either gonna serve me all the way or you ain't gonna serve me at all. Because again, like I
Mm-hmm.
say, shoot, I don't always sit our scriptures. I don't always try to point people to Christ.
Mm-hmm.
I just wasn't living it. You know what I'm saying? Like
Yeah.
he was already using me. And oh my goodness, that bring me to another conversation. Like the scariest thing for me now, bro. Well, I think well, it ain't now, not now, but that kind of popped me off because I believe, man, bro, the Lord's so smart, bro. He's just so smart. He know what to say to you, bro. And like
Yeah.
for him to tell me you either gonna serve me all the way or not serve me at all, he never not said I wasn't serving him.
Mm-hmm.
Like, so I
He said
think
either
about it,
you gonna serve me all the way or you're not
or you
at
not
all.
gonna serve me at all. Like,
Yeah.
so I'm like, I got to thinking about that one time, bro. And maybe again I heard Pastor Philip Andrew Mitchell say this. And maybe I did. I don't remember who said this one, so I'm not gonna put no name on it again. But bro, it's a scary, matter of fact, it wasn't because he was preaching through but I know it was their church because it was
Mm-hmm.
when they were preaching through the book of Matthew, and whichever one preached the verse when they were talking about Lord, Lord, did we not do all this in your name? What he gonna say?
Mm-hmm.
Depart from me, I never knew you. Like, think
Yeah.
about that, bro. We can work for God here on this earth and still not make it, bro. That is a scary thing, bro. That's a scary thing, bro.
When we had that talk the other night on the game, and I can't, I don't want to paraphrase. I don't know if it was you that mentioned that verse or my J that mentioned that verse, buddy. Boy, I don't know if y'all heard my mic go mute. Boy, I started praying immediately, boy. Immediately. Started praying immediately. Because I was
I
like,
think I did. I think I did because
because,
my day said
but
something, because my day told me to prove it. I had said
yeah,
something to that extent. Then he was like, "Prove it.
yeah.
Where's it in the Bible?" And I brought it, and I brought
Uh-huh.
it to him. And not to throw it. Hey, what I want to paraphrase something. Not to throw. I mean, clear up something. Not to throw it. We ain't throwing salt on my day. My day believe in the Bible and
Oh
all
yeah,
that.
yeah,
You know what I'm
yeah,
saying?
yeah,
Yeah, yeah. It
yeah.
just
Uh-huh.
was normal conversation. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So that's all that was. But yeah, though. Yeah. Cause like that verse, bro, like I say, I know they church is where I heard it from because they was preaching through the book of Matthew or whatever. And then I don't know which one of them brought that scripture though. Like brought
Mm-hmm.
that particular sermon, but man, I heard that. Cause they kind of said that, and I'm like, bro, that's scary, bro. Like,
Mm-hmm.
and I felt the same way you felt. Like you like, oh, I immediately prayed. I immediately like, hey Lord, hey. Like I remember when I heard it at that point, I was like, hey,
When you said it, bro,
Lord, am I actually with you, Lord?
when
You
you
know what I'm
said
saying?
it, bro, it was like somebody got their hand and just like hit me on my chest and like I want like I'm sitting right here in my chair, I'm sitting there right now, but it's like somebody stopped me. It was like God stopped me. It was
Yeah.
like, hey, talk to me right now. Talk to me right now. Right now. Not when you wake up in the morning, not before you go to bed, when you go in the room. Right now.
Right
Talk to me
now,
right
right now,
now.
check in.
Check. Hey, I showed checked in. Hey Lord. Yeah. We here.
What the Marvel saying at the Last Supper? Lord, is it I?
Lord, Lord, is it I? Lord, is it me? Is it I?
Lord, is it me? Shoot. Is it me, Lord?
Boy, for
Shoot.
real.
Hey,
For
let me know.
real.
I want to know if I'm with you or not. You know what I'm
For
saying? 'Cause I know
real.
I'm out here putting in work, but
Yeah.
hey, one thing I don't want to hear is say you never knew me though. I've been doing all this and you never knew me. Oh,
Boy, hey, that's scary right there, boy.
bro.
That's scary
It,
right there, boy.
it is, bro. That lets you know, bro. It goes back to what you said earlier. I think that's why that was even able to be brought up. It goes back to having a relationship with him, bro. Like,
Yeah.
if you married, like just think of a married couple. I don't like whoever watching. Like just think of a married couple. That marriage probably not gonna last if they are spending immense amount of time away from one another. Like if they married, they stay in separate houses across the country. They see each other one time a year, or on holidays, or on
Mhm.
when things get bad. Like
Or
just think of
occasionally when stuff gets bad, they call each other.
okay, yes,
Yeah.
like and then even when they're together, they probably like sit around on their phone. They probably really don't talk. Or you know what? Well, let me just put it in a different perspective. You stay in the same house, you're married, but you still don't spend no time with each other. Like
Yeah.
you know, it's like, bro, the relationship is gonna be real rocky, bro. Like
Hmm.
it's the same way. It's the same way with God, man. And
Yeah.
until we learn as humans to treat and think of it as such, because I mean, we look at God and I believe the thing is, I believe it's the way we view him. Because for me, it's the way we view him. I always felt like
Hmm.
he was just like this mythical thing. You know what I'm saying? Like, yeah, God, ain't nobody never seen him. We can't fathom even what he looks like. You know what I'm
Hmm.
saying? Like, I would
Yeah.
never see that. You know what I'm saying? But like, okay, but he has a son who is God himself, who came down in a human form. So he know all of our emotions. You know what I'm saying? He walked this earth. They
Hmm.
created us in our image. You know what I'm saying? Like we start piecing everything in about it. You get to be able to look at them from a different perspective now. I'm looking this way now. I'm looking from right here. You know what I'm saying? It just kind of
Yeah.
well, I would say I'm looking. I'm looking all around now. Like, hey, you know what I'm saying? I
Yeah.
want to know every
You
little
doing
piece.
you get the 360 view on
I
that
want the
boy.
360 view. Hey, I want the 360 view, bro.
Yeah.
I want it. I want to see. I want to see it all. You know what I'm saying? I want to know. I want to know as much as I can about them. I mean, I'll be having to filter out. You know, and that's another thing I kind of want to speak back on because we were talking about it earlier, like discernment. You know,
Hmm.
as youngsters, for sure. I ain't just trying to exclude out older people, older generation, but just as youngsters, man, we have so many distractions that we gotta learn how to discern certain things. You know what I'm saying? Because even even coming to Christ and just take the world out of it. Like maybe you don't do a lot of worldly stuff. Maybe you're like, well, I do listen to sermons and stuff like that. Okay. Who though? Who are you listening to? You know what I'm saying? Who
Yeah.
are you listening to is very important. You know what I'm saying?
Very important.
Like it's very important. And even so, even if you're listening to the right person, are you reading the Bible for your own self too? Because
To
if
make
you're
sure
not,
to make sure what they saying is what God's saying.
exactly. You know what I'm saying?
Because I
Because
always
even
go back every video I watch. I go back and I see. I'm like, hey, let me make sure
majority,
this verse lines up. And majority of them,
yeah,
yeah.
yeah, it gotta not sound right to me. For the most part now, I done got to a place where like I ain't got to the place where I could be like, yeah, Jeremiah 17:3 said, like I ain't got to that part. But I
Yeah.
done got to the part where if somebody say something about the word, I know
You be
if it was
like,
right there or not. You know what I'm saying? I'm
you
like,
make this. Hey, if it sound off, you make this way.
yeah, I'm like, you sure? That's what it
You
say.
sure? Hey, look. Then I tell him, look, I don't know exactly, but I don't think that's what it say. Like, hold on, let me
Yeah.
look
And
real
I'm
quick. Let me look
gonna
real
get
quick.
the hey boy,
Yeah,
real
like, let me
quick,
look real
boy.
quick. I don't think
And
that's
I
what
ain't
it say, but let me
searching on
look.
no Google or no Chat
Nope,
GPT.
I'm
Look,
going straight
I
to the
know people
Bible.
straight to the base. Hey, I be
Straight to
telling
the
people all the time,
Bible.
like, hey, look, it's a search bar in the Bible app. No, hey, you ain't gotta get on Google and search the verse. Get on the
Nope.
Bible app, it's a search bar. Search the
Yep.
verse. They gonna tell you exactly
And
where it's at. Sure, that's
and if
what
I'm
I do.
and if I'm here, if I'm at home, I'm about to go in the room and grab my Bible. I'm gonna grab my Bible. I'm luck. Luck.
Hey, you gotta be able to have it. So I mean, I feel like discernment is one of the greatest gifts he gave us down here, bro, on this earth. Like
Yeah.
as a Christian, I feel like it's a great gift
Hmm.
to have. And not that we can condemn other people, but just so you can know. Because sometimes just because they said something wrong don't mean that they are wicked individuals. They are human. They probably
Yeah.
just misquoted
They just said
something.
something
You
wrong.
know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I done it a couple times. Like, when I was doing Bible studies, teaching Bible studies, or whatever, and I interpreted something wrong, but I went through the whole Bible lesson. It's crazy because in the moment, like, you know what I'm saying, they was telling me like, no, like that ain't right. I don't think that's right. And I'm like, no, like that's right. You know what I'm saying? We were like, no, that's right. They're like, oh, okay. Well, I guess I just take your word for it. And I went on through that Bible lesson, and it was like a couple of days later. I think I was at church maybe, and I was talking to Pastor Antoine. I asked him, and he was like, "No, Jay, that ain't what that meant." I said, I
Yeah.
gotta make that right. I said, I gotta go
Yeah.
make that right. So that very next Bible study, you know what I'm saying, I addressed that immediately. I was like, hey, before we even start Bible study, I just want y'all to know, and you know what I'm saying, I reiterated like, hey, look,
Mm,
I was wrong on what I said about this particular verse. You know what I'm saying?
yeah.
It's actually this. Like, and we gotta be able to be mature enough to do that as well, especially us that are saved. Now, if you really not saved, Lord will deal with you. But us that are saved, you know what I'm saying, we
Hmm.
gotta be able to, even when we are wrong, misinterpret something. Once we find out that truth, man, go back and correct that, because you don't know who just took your word for it.
Hmm.
You know, and I had people that took my word for what I said. You know what I'm saying? So I had to make sure I went back to freaking correct it. But yeah, man,
And
discernment is
and another
big.
and another thing I think that um I I learned, at least from personal experiences, is to with discernment is sometimes discernment doesn't come before. Sometimes it's you get discernment after doing something wrong. You know,
Yeah,
and and a lot of people might think, and well, in a lot of people might think, when you feel that discernment after, it's like, it's too late. But I think I heard, and I don't want to paraphrase who it was, but I heard a pastor say, when you get that discernment, even after the fact of doing something wrong, that means that God is still there. When you don't hear God and you aren't getting that discernment, you should be worried, because now you're way, way, way away from where God is at.
yeah,
And he is no longer right there. So like you don't have that feeling. You don't have that discernment of, oh, I just did this. I shouldn't have did it. Like even if it's like for a split second, that's discernment.
yeah.
Like if you feel bad for just doing that, or even if it isn't anything bad, even if you just feel discernment, like you just feel like, maybe I shouldn't have made that decision, you know, like that feeling right
So,
there, just boom.
so is discernment and conviction the same? Why you think it's so hard about
Because I want to say yeah. I want to say yeah. I truly do. Um, I want to say yes because for me, they both have the same effect on me. Um, you know, when you gain conviction, right? You get that feeling where kind of like discernment, like you get that feeling, like and you hear, like it's almost like you hear God during that time, or hear,
Yeah,
you hear Him. You feel the Holy Spirit just in you in that moment.
You heard
It's
right
like,
and wrong.
yeah, it's like, hey, this is what should have been done. This is what you did.
Mm-hmm.
You consciously are in that middle part, and you're looking at it, you're like, I know I should have did this. I did that though. Like, so I think they both kind of align.
I think they could. I think they could be
I,
too. It wasn't no trap question, right? You thought a little hard about it, but
because I was trying to think of the words, how I was gonna put it in words, and I don't think I still did it that good in my opinion, anyways. But I was trying to think about how I was gonna put my answer was yes, like,
yeah,
but I didn't want to
I
just leave it at yes though. I wanted to
yeah,
kind of explain why.
yeah. No, that's for sure. Because like I said, I agree that it can be. I don't think it is in every situation, but I think it can be.
Yeah.
Like I still agree with the yes too, but I also would
Mm,
agree if somebody made a valid point about no, because they could mean two different things. Because I feel like you still got to be able to discern to know that it was conviction. So that's why I say it could be. You know what I'm saying? It
mm-hmm.
could be the same. And you still like I
Yeah.
feel like they go hand in hand for sure. You know,
Mm-hmm.
uh, but but yeah, man. Now you said something too while ago. You were like you know God not there no more. If like you get to that place where you're not even hearing it, like
Mm-hmm.
to understand it. Like I just want to piggyback on it just a tad bit more for others. Like that don't just happen on the first time. That happened over time. Like that happened over time. That the first
Yeah.
time you done something wrong, it was real loud that
Yeah.
was wrong,
Mm-hmm.
and then it just
Screaming.
got, yeah, it get lower and lower, and it ain't that
The
he
more.
gone. It's still there. It just a little you done drown. Like I say you because I'm talking into the mic, but
Yeah. Our
we will
spirit
drown.
is,
Yes, we
yeah.
will drown it out with so much that you tell yourself you will get to the place where you got so much other stuff screaming so loud that you can't hear the conviction or the
Yeah.
discernment in general. Like if it's discernment, it may be somebody you close with. It could be your uncle that's the preacher. I'm just using this example. I ain't throwing nobody
Yeah.
out
Yeah.
there. It could be your uncle that's the preacher, and your uncle helped raise you. You see him do good for the community, whatever they like. So like I'm just naming certain things that will drown out the discernment that he actually a wicked individual in the
Mm-hmm.
pulpit. You know what I'm
Yep.
saying? You
Yep.
know, so like it's certain things that we will use that will drown out the very
Mm-hmm.
thing that we actually supposed to be listening to. You know what I'm saying? In the Bible, the Lord told us that we would know who with the Lord and who not by their fruit.
Mm-hmm.
You know? And we gotta be able to discern the fruit. I just can't stress that part enough, man. Discerning the fruit is very pivotal in this
Mm-hmm.
walk, especially early on. I remember early on in mine, man, the Lord I didn't even know what consecration was at first, bro. I didn't know
Mm-hmm.
what consecration was at that time, but like now, I know what it is now. You know what I'm saying?
Uh-huh.
And I feel like a lot of believers or a lot of people don't come into the full maturity of Christ too because they don't go through that consecration state, that
Mm-hmm.
consecration part of being transformed. Like, and
Yeah.
it's because we will still be so tied to our old habits, old ways that we refuse to like let them go. Like we never get consecrated. One thing I appreciate, like during the time I think about it, man, I remember like, man, I didn't listen to no music. I don't even think I was. I don't even think I was pretty much watching TV the last two
Mm-hmm.
months of that year. Like, 'cause, like I gotta say, I don't remember the exact date, but the month was November 2023, and I
Uh-huh.
just remember not doing, not like I wouldn't even listen to no preachers. I wouldn't listen. I say I wouldn't listen to no preachers, but like the Lord placed certain people right there on me, and I
Yeah.
stayed right there. Like I just stayed
Yeah.
right there. I had my home church. You know what I'm saying? The only reason why I still looked at the internet part of it because my church is a small church, so they don't do online stuff. And I'm the type of
Mm-hmm.
person the Lord putting on me that I need to be fed every day. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
But so I had to get online, and it was just perfect timing that I was able to start seeing 2819. I was able to
Mm,
see Isaiah Robin, you know what I'm saying, which I don't know if he's a preacher or not, but he have a podcast, you know what I'm
mm,
saying. I was able to see like certain people in this, but I think I had like just three people right there. I had Pastor Antoine, not yeah, I had Pastor Antoine, I had Philip Anthony Mitchell, and then I had like the Isaiah Robin, and then I was just that. That was it. You know, I would
mm,
just Monday through Saturday. Well, really Monday through Friday. I think Saturday was probably the only day that I like didn't do a full deep dive on anything. I would kind of
mm,
just get up, do my normal routine in the morning of reading and praying and all that, and kind of just flow with the day. But Monday through Friday, I would, I'd be at work. I wouldn't, I wouldn't like sit up there and look at nothing, distracted for the most part. I would look at a sermon and then play the Bible in my ear right
yeah,
after. Listen to the sermon,
yeah.
press play on the Bible, and just let it play. I may listen to a whole book,
Chapter,
whatever.
book,
Book. Forget
book.
chapter, the whole book. I mean, listen to the whole book of Exodus. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? Like that, because I just thought, like right there and there, the Lord placed on me, bro. Just listen to the Bible in order, just
Mm,
over and over, bro, over and over, like over and over. And ever since, like I still been doing it. Like I started at Genesis 1, and I just listen to the Bible Monday through Friday. Now I ain't gonna act like I do it every day. I'm not gonna try to be that type of pretender. You know what I'm saying?
mm,
But like, let's say I stopped at Genesis 37. When I come back to do it again, I'm starting back at Genesis 37, pressing play until I
yeah.
stop again. I stop again. Boom, I press play the next time until I get all the way down to Revelation, finish that, and then I go right back to Genesis 1, start again. I've been doing that for the last 3 years, bro. And
Mm,
you know what I'm saying? Like it just was consecrating, like to me, you know what I'm saying? To be able
mm,
to just steady being washed in the word, flipped over, washed, flip, washed, dried out, wring me out, throw me back in the washer, wash me some more, like bro, like
yeah.
that stuff. But it was pivotal though the first like 3 months of it for sure. The first
Mm,
two, November, December, possibly like January-ish, like I would. I know, no February, like February, like stuff started really moving after like the third month. I say stuff, but I mean like stuff in my life. I started noticing things about me. You know what I'm saying?
mm,
That I knew one godly, like all that stuff, bro. So I feel like all that stuff is definitely a game changer.
yeah.
And it took pretty much like that for I think like a year later I got baptized. Like after I believe like the Lord, like it's time now. Like I don't consecrate you. I don't run you out and go get up in that water. You know what I'm saying? Go
Yeah.
get up in that water. You know what I'm saying? Like it's time. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, man, consecration though, big thing. Big thing. I believe in this walk as
Mm,
well. So
yeah.
I
Man,
don't know
like I
how I got.
said, and having that community, man, that community important too. Especially if you're starting off, you know, starting off and you really don't know where to go. Because like I said, along with since I brought up community, I mentioned Gib earlier. Man, brother actually saved my life. Like I'm not even joking. Like he literally, like quite literally saved my life when I was in that dark time. Like
Mhm.
I had kind of like how you said where you thought about, how it would be without, me being there, that type of thing. And
Yeah.
literally Gil got in the vehicle that day and was like, hey man, you ain't driving home by yourself. Matter of fact, you're not driving at all. I'm about to drive home, and this was the same day my mom had passed away, and I had gotten the car, I got in the truck by myself, got in the truck by myself. Gil was in the truck in front of me. He was like, hey, just gonna follow me. But, just having him to have God move through him and give him that discernment of like,
Yeah.
I can't let my brother drive home by himself. Matter of fact, I can't let him drive at all. So let me get out. Like I remember Jay literally putting the truck in drive, getting ready to go, seeing gear brake lights come on. He put it in park. I think Ashley was with him, and so she ended up driving the truck home or something like that. And then
Yeah.
he got in the truck and drove me to the crib. But I mean, just that, like, quite literally saved my life. And then, like, just being there for me when I was in college. Even if it was just going to his room, just laying there, just on the floor, talking. You know. just having him there was definitely a big help in my journey and a big help in my journey of getting back close to God. He wasn't like sitting there, you know, trying to, tell me what to do and stuff like that. But just him, it was little small things that he was doing and saying,
Yeah.
and I think that God put on his heart for him at that time. And it was just like little things that he was saying and doing that kind of pushed me on up in there. And then along with having, you and then JJ ended up coming in the picture. I want to say like a year and a half later, maybe a year after I had been up there, that'll be you. And then KG. And I mean, KG was towards the end a little bit, towards the middle and the end a little bit. But yeah, like definitely having that. And then, like I said, also realizing through that time that kind of like I said earlier, I mean, it's gonna be at the end of the day, it's me and God, you know.
Mm-hmm.
And so it's on me to build that relationship with him. And I wasn't perfect. I didn't have the relationship with him, even still hearing him, talk to me through other people. I still didn't have that relationship with him until about 2 years ago. You know, uh, I decided to actually really, really build that relationship with God. I think I was going back and forth. If you had a tightrope, I would stay
Yeah.
on that rope with him, and then I kind of look off to the side,
Yeah.
and then go lean this way a little bit, look off to the left, lean over that way a
Uh-huh.
little bit, getting off of that rope a little bit, And so I had to get back on that rope, man. But definitely having, the people around me, like for the younger kids, man, like get around God fearing people. I know that helped me out a whole lot, was getting around God fearing people. And just because it's definitely, even if they're not telling you anything, it's definitely just being around them, like you feel that, like you
Yeah.
literally, you feel that. And so just being around them,
Cause
and just,
you feel like you have to be better.
yeah,
Like they may not be saying nothing to you, but in your mind, you
have to be.
gotta you gotta be better because you seeing them, they're around you. You're like, I gotta be better,
Yeah,
bro. Like,
yeah,
or you cause you start telling yourself, like, it's crazy because somebody done done me like this before. And I ain't gonna bust them out like that, but somebody done me like that before. Like, yo, I'm around you, man. I don't do all that stuff. I don't cuss all that stuff. And I be like, but okay. And then I think one of them like, yeah, I just ain't ready to change. I already do it. I said, you do it already. They're like, what you mean? I said, cause you already done agreed that you don't do it when I come around. Why? I'm
yeah,
not God. And you can do it
yeah,
with me. He around you all the time. I'm
all the
not. Like,
time. Yeah, definitely
I'm
do it
not. You
in.
can do it. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Yeah,
and I just use that as an example, but I just was thinking about that, like you say, community, because I was like, I'm the same way. Like, you're not going, most people, I say most people, you probably got the 1%ers that will do whatever
yeah,
around everybody, you know what I'm saying? But like,
yeah,
normal people are not doing their worst deeds in front of people, you know what I'm saying?
mm,
So you're
no,
able to act right around certain people, you can do it all the time, you know what I'm saying? So instead of
mm,
just being fake about it and living privately wrong and living publicly right, just go all in on being just go all in on being living right, living for God, period. You know what I'm saying?
yeah,
Like, because that one thing that helped me out in my mind. I'm like, bro, I'm living a private double life spiritually. You know what I'm saying? But in
mm,
reality, like, I think that's why I don't do well with compliments now, bro. Because everybody used to give me the compliment, like, man,
yeah.
you such a good person, bro. And I just be in my head like, I'm not though. Like,
Like, bro, even when you was
I'm
giving me
good.
that nice introduction, I was like, okay.
Right, I'm
I
telling you,
appreciate it.
I sure used to be like that, but I'm a manipulator, bro. You know what I'm saying? Like, I play with people's minds. You know what I'm saying? Like, not that I say not that I do witchcraft, but it is a form of witchcraft. But I'm saying, like, not like the full intention of witchcraft, but
Mm,
I will definitely mind play you. You know what I'm saying? I was a womanizer. Like, I'm not what you think I am. I'm just able to put on a facade when you see me. Because
mhm,
I know how to behave. But
yeah,
that was one thing, like I say, that just kind of helped me out thinking that, like, if you can fake it, then you can do it for real. You know what I'm saying? Take the mask
mhm,
off and
yeah,
freaking do it for real. Like,
yeah. And it's
Like
crazy
simple
that
as
you
that.
say that, bro. And it's crazy that you say that, bro, because I ain't gonna mention his name. Not that I don't think that he want his name mentioned, but it's one of the dudes that I was just mentioning about being at OBU with me, bro. It's crazy that you mentioned it about like being like a womanizer and stuff like that. Was that he he in the face of conviction, right? And I'm looking back at this, and I've looked at it. I look back at it, before and stuff like that. But he was basically telling me like, hey, like what you doing ain't right. And so me not taking that discernment and that conviction, I immediately went from here to there. I turned away from him, like quite
Yeah.
literally turned away from him, and was like, we were right here, like right there, and then it just slowly just started to shift off and drift away, and eventually we kind of got back, But like even during that time though, it was just like man, like dang, like he was. And at first, like you can tell, like he didn't want to really. It wasn't necessarily that he didn't want to say it, but at first he was just like he would throw like little hints, and he'd just like, "Hey, like come on, bro,"
Yeah.
And then it was just that one day I'm kicking it at his apartment, and he just tell me how it is, and I was just like, man, I'm not trying to hear that. That's exactly what I said. I said, man, I'm not
Yeah.
trying to hear that, and I took that and I went the other way, and the Lord was talking through him,
Yeah.
and was trying to get me on the right path, but I chose to do the worldly things, and it took for me to get to a certain point where I had no choice. Like I can't speak for everybody, but for me, from my personal experience, it got to a point where kind of like how you said, God was like, either you're gonna grow more with me, or you go do whatever you want. Like it was lit. Like I literally got to that point where he was like, "Hey, it's either me or that. You
Yeah.
choose. You can stay right here. You can stay right here where you at. Stay right here where you at. Or you chose me. It don't matter." And
You just
so,
made me you just made me think about a verse, but keep going while I find it. But you just made me think about a
yeah,
verse when you said that.
but yeah, it was like it was to the point where he had been showing me signs, and at that time, um, Gil wasn't up there, so it was just me and him. I was hanging out with him, and he was trying to steer me right, and God was like, "Look, this is not that this is it, because God ain't gonna never just leave you. You gonna always be there. But he was like, if you're not getting it now, let me show you. Like I'm gonna actually show you now. Like I'm not gonna have somebody come talk to you. I'm not gonna talk to you. I'm gonna actually show you now." And so it took for certain events in my life to happen for me to realize, like, all right, you know, like that's it. Like
Yeah.
I need to change. I need to change some things up, because if I don't, you know, I'm gonna be stuck. I'll be here.
Oh yeah.
You know, and that was a scary thing. And then, like I said, I mean, you sit up here and you think about the things of you know getting there, and God telling you, flee from me. I never knew you. Like, man, that's scary, Jay.
Yeah.
It's scary, bruh. And so, yeah, it was just I had to have that stuff happen in my life though, to become the man that I am today. Um, I'm not happy about it, uh, but I'm definitely grateful for it happening though, because I wouldn't be the man that I am today without it happening.
Yeah, that's for sure. But what you said a while ago, when you like, cause we have mentioned a couple times, and I feel like the Lord was just telling me, like, "Hey man, say this verse." But we were talking about like basically how we was like on the fence, you know what I'm saying? And we had to
Yeah.
get that. Hey, you either gonna serve me, or hey, you say you either gonna grow with me. And bro, in First Kings chapter 18, bro, I don't know if you know the story about Elijah and the prophets. Where he
Hmm.
was going to get the prophets of Baal. You know what I'm
Yeah, I
saying?
was like,
All
when you
that.
going to Bill?
Yeah, bro. And like right here in verse 21 it said Elijah approached all the people. Cause it was a crowd too. Like this was pretty much like a showcase of who is actually God. You know what I'm saying? Cause it was Elijah
Mm.
versus them. They were gonna do their
What chapter and
sacrifices.
verse you on?
Uh First Kings 18. And I'm gonna be in
18.
verse 21. I'm just kind of explaining the story first before I read the verse.
Okay.
But but yeah, like it was basically like a what we would call entertainment nowadays. You know what I'm saying? It would be like going to the Super Bowl to go see who's gonna be the best team of the year. You know what I'm saying? But like in
Yeah.
this case, it was to see who really is God. You had Elijah, you know what I'm saying, who was on the Lord's side, the guy that we serve.
Mm-hmm.
And then you had the prophets of Baal who served false gods, false idols, and all that. And then you had the people, you know what I'm saying? Like the people that's watching, cause you had
Yeah.
a lot of them like on the fence, like because they getting to see the prophets of Baal. They are doing miracles and all that
Mm-hmm.
stuff, like and then you got Elijah. They know Elijah is a prophet. He doing them like so. It's like, well, who is it? You know what I'm saying? And then I feel like they are in the same headspace as we were
Mm-hmm.
by being like trying to stay right there in the middle, like it really is a middle when it's not a middle.
Mm-hmm.
But
It's out of the middle.
you tell yourself you're in the middle, like hey, I believe in God, but I'm gonna do this. And bro,
Mm-hmm.
Elijah in verse 20 said, Elijah approached all the people and said, "How long will you hesitate between two opinions? If the Lord is God, follow him. But if Baal, follow him." Like, and then say, but the people of Israel did not answer him so
Completely
as much as a
silent.
word. Like
They were completely silent.
completely silent. And the people of Israel, that is the people that God chose as his own people.
Yeah.
He talking to them like, bro, how long y'all gonna hesitate between two opinions, bro? Like, if God is the Lord, follow him. Y'all say he Lord. So I'm talking in the camera. I ain't even talking to detail. Like
Yeah.
right now, my camera's in the bottom corner, so I'm looking
Yeah.
at the camera. Like, bro, oh wait, my camera up here actually, but
Oh, so your camera right
look,
here should be.
I was looking at the picture part of the camera. But
Yeah.
man, if you say Lord, Jesus Christ is Lord, then follow him. If not, then follow the world. It
Follow the
ain't
world.
no middle. If you
Mm-mm.
if you living the way you want to, and we done said this plenty of times in our own testimonies, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
If you think you can say Lord is Lord and he ahead of your life and then still live how you want to live,
It ain't gonna
I want
work.
you to know you're not in the middle and you're not on the Lord's side.
Mm-mm.
You're worshiping yourself. You are your own God or
You
whatever you're
put
doing,
you putting
whatever it
yourself
is.
first.
You putting whatever it is over God,
Yeah.
and he has no rivals, and he not gonna fight for it either. So you know,
I like
hey,
how you worded that because I was like that. Like I stood up here and said I was on a tightrope looking on this side. Like, all right, looking on this
mm-hmm.
side. But it wasn't no tightrope. It was never a tightrope.
It was
I,
never a
I
tightrope.
told I told myself it was a tightrope.
Yeah,
That's what I told myself it was a tightrope. I told myself it was a
yeah.
tightrope. There was never a tightrope. There was never a tightrope. I wasn't on guys.
It was never
I
one.
was over there. It was never
We,
one.
we imagine it's a middle ground, and it's not. It's no
Yeah.
middle ground. You got two places to
I'm
go.
glad you went to that verse. Ooh, I'm glad you went to that verse.
Cause I tell you, as soon as you said it, it popped. And that's why I said, man, the Lord had to place that right there. Cause I'm like, I just had to I had to figure out exactly where it was at in the
Uh,
Bible, but I knew it was there. But yeah, man, like this, bro, we can't just be sitting here, you know what I'm saying, thinking we straddling some fence. There's no fence.
there's no fence. There's
It's
no
one or two
tightrope.
sides to be on. You either all for God or you are not with them at all. Simple
Yeah.
as that. Like, you know what I'm saying? And he loving. I think we get it so confused because he's so loving, he's so merciful. We get to wake up, we get to get promotions at work, or we get to have children, or like different things. We get to be blessed in this life
Mm.
doing our own thing that we forget that he just that loving sometimes. And sometimes it ain't him even giving this to us. You know what I'm saying? Because all good things don't mean it's a godly
Don't come
thing.
from one. I about to say, don't mean it's God, man. Don't mean it coming from God.
Exactly. So, you know what I'm saying? But it's what we deem as a blessing. You know what I'm
Mm.
saying? So, we gotta be careful with that. That comes with discernment. You
Yep,
know
I
what
was
I'm
gonna say they come with discernment. Their
saying?
relationship with God, man. You gotta build a
Yeah.
relationship with God. Got to. You gotta build that relationship with him, man. If I don't I used to say, man, if I could go back, I would tell, younger Dante to, build that relationship early. But man, I learned in my faith that everything happens for a reason. God makes everything happen for a reason. So I stopped saying that because I did just say, especially after like I stopped saying that probably about a year and a half ago. Because it was about 2 years ago when I got saved again, and so um yeah, I had stopped saying that because I was like, man, nah, like
Yeah.
God, you know, laid my life out like that. Like it was supposed to happen. Those things were supposed to happen. I was supposed to be like that. I wouldn't be the man I am today if I didn't go through all of that. You know, if I
Yeah.
didn't at all. But
It's crazy because you low key just took one of my ending questions as we closing. So I'm gonna have to word another question because I was trying to say I know we winding down, so I was gonna ask you some closing questions. You know what I'm saying? Just
yeah,
one on one, you could talk to the younger detail. You know what I'm saying? What would you say?
if
So now I'm gonna
I
say. So,
if I
you
could
already
talk
said
to
you
a
went till a met, but so I would kind of I'm gonna reword the question just a tad because
mm,
I'm still asking that question, but
mm,
more in depth of because I don't know who be watching this, bro. I mean, even if it's one view, I don't know if that person was a 80-year-old person or a freaking 15-year-old person. You know what I'm saying?
mm,
But if that one person is looking at this video right now and he in that state of mind that you were before salvation, before like full salvation at least,
mm,
what advice will you get of that person right now?
I would say I would say trust in the Lord, have patience. Um, it's gonna be hard. It's gonna be real hard. Like it's not gonna be. God never said it was gonna be easy. There's nowhere in the Bible where He said following Him will be easy. Just easy. I mean, and you correct me if I'm wrong, but there's nowhere in there where He says, "Hey, following me be the easiest thing it'll make. It'll be the easiest thing in your life. Your life will be easy." Don't fall for that. I fell for that. I wouldn't necessarily say fall for that. It was my own thoughts. I thought, oh, if I follow God, everything's gonna be easy. It doesn't happen like that. You gotta trust Him. You gotta be patient. You gotta have that relationship with Him to have that discernment to know what's wrong and what's right. Because I was in a position before where I didn't have any discernment, and now looking back at it, it's kind of scary to think about now, to be honest, because I mean, I look back at it and I was making decisions and stuff like that that I didn't have any discernment for, like at all. I was just making them because kind of like how we were just saying, there's no tightrope, there's no fence. I was choosing me. That's why I didn't have any discernment. I was choosing me. I wasn't choosing God. Yeah, I was still saying, yeah, I believe in my Lord and Savior Jesus Christ. Yeah, I believe in God, but I was choosing myself over Him. And so it's definitely a process. Everybody has a different process. Everybody has a different path for them. But the main things out of all of it is be patient, trust them, and take action. Take action. Like if it is somebody out there younger, or if you're older, you can still take action. Like take
Mm-hmm.
action. Like also build a relationship with them and have that trust in them, but take action on what he's telling you to do. Like that's like key. That is key for it right there because a lot of us can get stuck in a spot and still have that relationship with them and have that trust in them, but we're just sitting stuck in the spot because we won't take those steps. And
Mm-hmm.
and if you think about it, the taking action and the trust kind of goes hand in hand because if you're not taking those steps and taking no actions, you really don't trust them for real. And so if you do trust God truly, take that step, take that leap of faith. Trust him. Take that leap of faith. Even if you don't believe it, take that leap of faith. Just take it.
I ain't gonna lie, boy. That last little couple words you said right there, buddy. Shoot, you just convicted me, low key. You know what I'm saying? I ain't gonna even
but
lie.
but I mean
I ain't
that's
gonna
that's just
lie.
from that's just from what I lived through because like I said I did have that faith in him and I had that relationship with him, bro. But I didn't have full trust in him. Like I used to say, and I just had conviction for myself now. I just thought about it because, and
Yeah.
God just brought that on my heart to say that because I can say, yeah, take action. And if you don't take action, you can still trust him. No, you can't. Because if you're not taking the action, you don't trust him at all. You know? And if you truly trust him and you say you trust him, you say that he loves you, and you say that you love him, trust him, take that step. Take that
Yeah.
step, and take that action. What he's telling you to do, take it. Like,
Yeah.
I mean, there's nothing worse that can happen. I mean, I'm being for real. Like, there's nothing worse that can happen. Like, just take that leap and trust him. Because
Yeah.
he is going, if you put all your trust into him, he will help you find a way through anything. Anything.
Well
He'll
spoken
help you
there,
through
lad.
anything. Appreciate
What you say? Say it one more time. I say it one more time.
I was about to say Philippians 4:13.
I thought I heard you say a chapter and verse. That's why I said, wait, say it again. I think I kind of cut you off.
Hey, it's a little. I was chewing on it while playing football. It's the last one right here. I used to have a bunch of them, but it's I can do all things through Christ who gives me strength. I mean, the wristband it kind of faded, y'all. I've been having these wristbands since 2020. But
That boy said
I
I
got a
was
couple.
chewing on it.
I was chewing on it when I was playing football, bro. When I ain't got my
That,
mouthpiece in, I
that boy,
just.
what that boy said on next Friday? What you been chewing on this one? You can't.
Hey, look at it though. Look at it though. Oh, hold on. Let me take it out. Look.
Boy, been
Yeah.
chewing on
Yeah. We're chewing on that one,
that
man.
little old nibble, bro. I got that little old nibble.
Oh
That little old
man.
nibble on the bracelet,
I used
bro.
to take them off and chew on them, bro. If I ain't want to chew on my mouthpiece.
Boy, that is a weird fact about you, buddy.
I don't chew on them no more. I don't play ball no more, man. I don't chew on them no more. So I think it was anxiety. I had anxiety, bro. I was chewing on everything.
Yeah.
Mouthpieces, wristbands, anything. But yeah.
Yeah, man. But man, I appreciate having you on, man. I know I asked that question, but do you just have any last words in a general aspect?
Oh man, I think that's it. That's it.
All right. Well, you the guest, man. So I ask that you pray us out, man. You pray for. You can pray for whatever you want to pray for, but I just ask in particular that you for sure pray
Hmm.
for anybody that may be in that state that you once were in. And you know what I'm saying, just kind of speaking to their life in the prayer, lifting them up, and even to the person you are today,
Hmm.
So I just ask you pray us out, man.
I got you, Father God. I thank you for bringing us here today, Lord. Lord, I ask that you allow anybody that's listening to this podcast, Lord, where there's one, where there's two, where there's 1,000 people, Lord, listening. I hope that they gain anything from this podcast, from me and my brother Jay, Lord. Uh, Lord, I just thank you for giving me this opportunity to be here. I thank you for allowing Jay to come into my life, Lord God. I thank you for allowing him to help me grow closer to you, Lord. And I just want to thank you for allowing me to come out of that dark place that I once was in, Lord God. I want to thank you for allowing Jay and helping Jay get out of that dark place that he was in, Lord. And I ask that anybody that's listening to this that is in a dark place, Lord, that doesn't want to talk to you and might not want to talk to you, Lord, I want to pray for them right now, Lord. And I ask that you guide them and lead them out of that dark place they're in, Lord God. And God, I just thank you. And I can't thank you enough. And it's in your son, Jesus Christ's name, I pray. Amen.
Amen. Amen. Hey, the Lord will lead a 99 to find the one. He will lead a 99 to find the one, man. So just hold faith. Appreciate you, brother, for
Oh, yeah,
joining
man.
in, man. You know what I'm saying? Hope this ain't no one time stop.
Yeah.
Hopefully we get you back on here again another day when we both done
Yeah.
matured a little further and we can speak on not, we can speak on I gotta say like 3 years or fully say 3 years ago. You said 2 years ago. So, we
Hmm.
come back and revisit this and we get to talk about from the point here to the point we at then.
then,
You know what I'm saying?
yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I just want to be able for them to see growth, different speech in us. You know what I'm saying? So, man, again, man, appreciate you, man.
Yeah.
All love, man. I appreciate anybody that else that tuned in. Again, this was Sammy Gibson, aka DT. We call him DT. And I'm your host, man. See y'all on the next one.
Peace.